Football, hey, we often watch these games and sometimes people bet on them. Well, that takes us to this week's case. Involves a real couple, John and Nicole. They lived in northern Illinois. They were driving through Wisconsin, Marysville, Wisconsin, and they stopped to watch a football game on a television in a bar. Game was between the Bears and the Packers. Now, John was a big Bears fan, and Nicole was a big Packers fan. Now, they're there in the bar, and there might have probably been some adult beverages available, and so they make a bet. The bet they make is in the event the Packers lose, Nicole said, well, you can use a stun gun on me for 3 seconds. John said, okay, I take that bet. Game goes forward. The Packers lose. John pulls out a stun gun and actually uses it on his wife, Nicole, for 3 seconds. She calls the police. Police show up. He gets booked. He is charged, and then he is later fined $250. Well, what do we learn from this? What we learn from this is that you cannot consent to a criminal act. Here you can say these were two adults, they knew what they were doing, what's the problem? Well, the problem is it was a criminal act, it was battery. It would be the same thing as if some people got into a fight. Guy number one says, hey, I'm really distressed with you. Guy number two says, what are you going to do? You're going to hit me? Well, just hit me as hard as you want. Guy number one hits guy number two. Guy number two can bring a claim for battery. It is against the law to hit somebody in that situation. Now you might ask, well, what about sports? What about football? What about boxing where guys intentionally hit each other? Different ball game, because there people agree that they're going to engage in a sport where there is bodily contact. They, in that instance, consent to the sport, but the purpose of the sport is not to hurt someone. The purpose of the sport is to move a ball forward or basically do what the sport requires. When you engage in an act that is intended to simply hurt someone, hitting them as an example, that's a battery, that's against the law, and people cannot consent to that. So if somebody says, go ahead, hit me as hard as you can, I don't care, that person can still bring a claim for battery, and you could be charged in a criminal court for that crime. Okay. We bring you this case as we bring you cases every week so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.